Good morning. In this week's Parsha of Vayeira, we read about the destruction of the cities of Sodom and Amorah. Hashem sends two angels to rescue Lot from the city and his family and to destroy the city. And that's exactly what they do. Lot convinces them to change their plans somewhat and that he wants to escape to another city nearby. But it's interesting because the angels explain to him why they're there. And they say, Ki mashchitim anachnu et hamakom hazeh. We are destroying this place. Hashem has judged it as wicked, and therefore Hashem has sent us. We are going to be destroying it. And the picture that they present to us is that the angels themselves are the ones tasked with this destruction, and that it's their thing to do. Later on, they say something quite different. They say to Lot, hurry, get out of here. Maher himaleit shama, ki lo uchal la'asot davar ad bo'ach hashama. Because I'm unable to do anything until you come there. Here the angels are expressing a limitation upon their power. So first they're saying that they are the ones who will destroy the city, and now they're saying that they have limitations and they can only do it once Lot is left. On a straightforward level, they're telling it like it is. Hashem has given them this task of destroying the city, but he has placed certain limitations around it. However, our great commentator Rashi says there's something more going on here. The angels have sinned by claiming that they are destroying the city, when really it's through Hashem. And therefore they are forced to admit that they can't do it until Lot has left. Now on a simple level, it seems to be that the angels are manifesting some kind of display of arrogance, some kind of taking on a position of authority or power that's not really theirs. And so Hashem forces them to recognize the truth that that is not really the level of power or authority that they have. I'm sure we've all experienced it, dealing with other people, and if we're honest with ourselves, we may have done the same thing ourselves when we claim to really be in charge of something, to be responsible for something that wasn't actually the case. So that's on the one level. But the Meshech Chochmah, Rabbi Simcha of Devinsk, is not happy with this, because he says essentially they haven't done anything wrong. Essentially, what have they said? We're destroying the city. Well, yes, indeed, that was the task that God gave them. They didn't say we're destroying the city because we want to. We're destroying the city because God has recognized the evil of this place. And yes, it is what they're doing. And they're doing it from God. So what is the problem? Why should they be punished? The reason, he explained, is that when God has made a decree of destruction, a decree of negativity, you can change it. We do not say, well, there you go, God's made the decree and it's done. There is always opportunity for things to be turned around, for it not to be actualized. In fact, Rashi pointed out on Parshat Noach that even when the rain began to fall, it was not yet the flood. The flood had been decreed for 120 years. But when the rain began to fall, people still had the ability and the opportunity to do teshuvah, and it would have turned it around. And that rain, in fact, Rashi says, would have become a rain of blessing. Hashem can decree things upon the world, but we have the opportunity to change it. Once, however, it has started happening, now it's too late. Once it has made that change from the rain to the flood, teshuvah will no longer change that decree. All you can do is get on the ark and button down the hatches. Once the tsunami is coming, we now have to deal with the tsunami. But up until that point, even if the decree's been made, if it hasn't yet started happening, then we can do it. The problem, says the Meshech Chochmah, was that when the angels said, Ki mashchitim anachnu et ha'ir, we are destroying the city, they were saying, we are doing it. It's happening. It started already. Nothing can help. And what they were essentially doing was denying Lot and the other people of Sodom the opportunity to do teshuvah by telling them that it had already happened. And therefore, later on, Hashem forced them to say, no, we can't do anything until you get out of there. It hasn't started yet. We misspoke. On one level, you could say that this is a spiritual mechanism, that once the punishment, once the negativity has come into the world, then it's been activated. But before that, it hasn't. I think that could well be, but I think there's a psychological thing here as well. Something relating to personal growth. Once it has started, teshuvah is a different kind of teshuvah. When you are doing teshuvah based on the warning, based on the possible imminence, but it's not right there in front of you, that counts, that's real. But once it's already happening, you're just looking for an escape route. Escape routes are not teshuvah. So that's the idea here of what the angel said wrong and how Hashem set them right. Have a wonderful Shabbat.